Hey, Life Church fam. Hey, listen, I am not kidding you. This is like take number 187, and I got to get it right this time, okay? So I've got a super important update for you before this weekend that I've got to get to you, but this would really help me out. Just say, I love you, Pastor Jody. Yeah, see, that'll make it better right there. Okay, here's the update. Ready? I'm going to give you three things. What, when, and why. Here's the what. This Sunday, 10 a.m. online service only. The following Sunday, which is 4th of July weekend, online service only at 10 a.m. Let me repeat that. This Sunday, online service only at 10 a.m. and the following Sunday, which is 4th of July weekend, 10 a.m. online service only. There's your what and your when. And now here's the why, right? Because some of you are saying, Pastor Jody, I registered for services on campus this Sunday. And I know you did because our 10 o'clock and our 11:15 service were full, already packed. You were supposed to be here, okay? This Sunday, we were going to announce to you the following Sunday, 4th of July weekend, we're going to do an online service only. But plans have changed. This is what's happened. Yesterday, I received a phone call from a doctor that attends our church, and it's a voice that I value very, very much. And so he said, Pastor, listen, I'm not calling to give you any recommendations. I'm only calling to give you some information because I've been asking for numbers and I'm always just wanting the information, right? So he said, I'm giving you the information. Here's the information. He goes, I'm very alarmed because over the last several weeks, the last 2 to 3 weeks, the numbers of COVID cases of hospitalizations here in Lowndes County is 10 times higher than it was at the beginning, okay? Literally, when the COVID pandemic started, when all of these cases in metropolitan cities and areas were so high, and here in Lowndes County, the most we had was 3 people hospitalized at one time. In the last 2 to 3 weeks, those numbers are 10 times higher. The doctor walked down the hallway yesterday. 9 to 10 of those patients were on respirators here in the city. They attribute that to an increase of gatherings, an increase of activities, okay? All of our just rallies and protests and churches beginning to meet again, things beginning to open back up. Yes, cases have increased in Mississippi and in our county, and those are valid numbers, and we definitely want to watch those. But the numbers of hospitalizations is really what we were looking at, and as we've seen those increase here in our city, it's just we want to be wise, okay? And so after the doctor called, I spoke to our advisory team, and we ran the situation around. We'd already decided that we weren't going to have, we were only going to have online service on 4th of July weekend. So one of the things we decided, and the doctor really, like I said, he didn't recommend, he just gave the numbers, and I put him on the spot and I asked him, if you were the pastor, what would you do? He said, if I were the pastor, of course I'm a doctor, so I'm just giving you this from a doctor's standpoint, is he said, I would do just online service. And one of the things about that is, I want to say this, our church has flourished over the last several weeks. We've grown, people have grown, okay? Testimonies, families, one after the other, we've grown, we've learned things, God has spoke to us. And so I know that this is not what some of you want to hear, I'm the number one on the list. CJ and I, this just bothers us the most. We know we need to be together as a church, but here's the deal. Just because we're not meeting here on property does not mean we're not together. Matter of fact, we can be more together than ever during this season. And so we're going to be safe. We're going to be wise. We were told that we're doing everything possible as far as CDC guidelines on social distancing here. So I feel comfortable about that. I feel comfortable about our chairs being spaced out, our building capacity, our hand sanitizers, all of those things. I feel comfortable about that. I'm not in fear, but they believe with the increase of hospitalization that there's going to be some cases where people are they're just getting lax, and we're getting together. People are going out on Fridays and Saturdays and gathering in restaurants with people they don't know, then coming to church on Sunday morning with people that they do know, but didn't realize that they've become infected while they were out, and then not wanting to, or realizing they've now exposed our children and even some of the elderly in our church that are vulnerable to this thing. And so we want to be wise, and so pay attention to updates as we move forward. I know. Just say, I love you, Pastor Jody. I love you, Pastor Jody. And we're going to grow through this. The kingdom of God is advancing. We still have our care circles. Our small groups are fine going. It's just a matter of, on Sunday mornings, we've got new people coming and gathering that we don't know, and all of us coming together. It's just going to be wiser for us to stay online here for the next couple weeks. The doctor said, watch it week to week, and I'm going to take his advice. One of the things I learned a long time ago in ministry is to surround myself with people that know things that I don't know. So I'm using that advice, and I'm listening to those around me and helping, letting that make decisions. This is one of the most difficult times as a pastor that CJ and I have ever had to lead, and making these little decisions that seem to be not that big of a deal. Do we have service? Do we not? But it's just been heart-rending for us to make these decisions. So we're going to do the thing that we feel is right. I believe God's going to honor it. I believe our families are going to be safe. We're going to see God through this whole pandemic, and we're going to grow through it all. And our church has continually flourished. We're going to continue to give out food to our community on during the week. We're going to continue to meet. We're going to continue to reach out. Our coffee shop ministries are doing well, and we're just excited about what God's doing. 2 words I want to leave you with, and then remind you of a couple things. The 2 words are this: stay flexible and stay connected. If you're not in a care circle, or you're not connected to a smaller group, you're connected to somebody. So call somebody, text somebody, just stay connected, flexible and connected, all right? And then the other thing that I just want to remind you of and say this is, remember, during the week on Facebook Live, we're doing devotions every morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we're meeting together on Tuesdays and Thursdays for prayer. Those are great times to connect, great times to stay flexible and stay connected. I love you guys. And just say, I love you, Pastor Jody. See? Oh, that feels so good. Bye, guys.